Are you new to GameMaker? Has it been a while? Well, yeah, me too. I've been a little busy coming up with fun new game dev ideas and researching indie games to find out how to build story through theme, but it's time to return to basics. When I haven't used GameMaker in a while, I like to warm up my memory with a simple exercise, a trivia game using only one room and one object. With this, I'm able to remember the general flow and syntax while not having to worry about assets. So if you're totally new to programming or a seasoned pro that steps away every now and again, I think this is a great little practice exercise to add to your tool belt. And the best part is you can finish the whole thing on your lunch break. Oh, and also, if you're into game dev content or indie game stories, please consider giving this a like and sub. It really helps out a lot and lets me know to keep making more of this kind of content. So let's get into it. This is my personal one room, one object trivia game. Exercise thing. Let's go ahead and clear the time, select new game, blank game, and then we'll start the time as soon as I click let's go. Perfect. Let's go into rooms. Change the size to something a little bit more workable, 1200 by 800. Let's find our room. And then we're just going to change the grid size to like 50 by 50. I already have this all in my notes, but at least you'll know where I'm coming from when I say certain things. Let's start creating fonts. These come from Google Fonts. Most of them are free for commercial use, but definitely check the license. Don't quote me on that. And so we're going to have a header, a title, and a text. Text is going to be Roboto. We'll say size 36. Okay. And then we're just going to use one object. This is a trivia game, right? So we don't need sprites or anything. We just need one object. Let's make sure it's in the room. Okay, 106. We're done with all of our assets. Let's come in and start writing stuff out. So for this, we don't need sprites, but we do need data, right? So we're going to make a 2D array. And the way that's going to work is we're going to store each of the questions in its own array and then kind of iterate through them, or like just go down the list. So like if I do that, you see how it makes like columns and rows. It's kind of like an Excel spreadsheet. That's the way I like to look at it. Just a really simple array to store our data. So we'll call it text star and we'll initialize the array, and then we're just going to add to it, right? And what we're going to add is more arrays. So the first one is like how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? Then we separate by commas like we did here, right? So I'm just going to say choice 1, 1. Choice 2 is 2. Choice 3 is 3. Choice 4 is unknowable. And the correct answer, which is in that last spot, is unknowable. And we'll pull that using some variables later. Okay, let's get some more questions. Little Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy reference. Also in the game That's Not My Neighbor. Kind of a nod to that as well. Switch these out. Not important. I just think it'll look better. Okay, and the last one, the correct answer is 3. And let's do one more. Something easy. Say what number am I thinking of? 7, 11, 12 unknowable. And we'll say 2. So yeah, 4, 3, 2. Okay, perfect. So yeah, now we just set, well, not done yet. Okay. Next we'll do our enum. So this is what we're gonna use instead of rooms. So we're gonna use one called game state and then set like pre-game, question asked, question answered, and end screen. And then we also have to set this, so we'll just do this here. And this will allow us to switch out between different actions. Later on. And then we just need some variables, right? So we're going to use these to like set some. This is what's going to like change out to set the different questions, right? We're going to switch out the title text, the question text, and the different choices using this enum. So we're also just going to set a couple variables here that we'll use to control the enums, and you'll see what that looks like in a second. I think that's all we need for this. Let's move on to our draw event. Yeah, up at the top here we can just say everything's going to be white, so we can just say draw set color C white. First we have our title, so we want our font to be the title font. We want to draw text about 100, 100 down, and I get that again just by coming here, looking at it and saying like around there. And then we want it to say the title text, whatever we set that to, right? Next we have the question text. So it's like draw set font, font text, draw text ext, which is like extended because it's going to go across multiple lines. Okay, so it's a 100, 250, so that's 150 down from the other one, same X. It's going to say question text, and 50 is going to be the separator, how far between the lines, and 1000 is how far across it can go. So now we'll start setting the different options for the questions. So this is font header. And then we just want to draw it to different places, right? So this first one will be 100, 400, choice 1, text. And then we just have to set this for each of them. So this is choice 2, choice 3, choice 4. Choice 2, choice 3, choice 4. So if it's like choice 1 is 100, 400, choice 2 is 600, 400, right? Change the Y. And then this would be 100, 550, I'm pretty sure. Is that, where are my notes? Yep. Because again, it's 150 line. 150 is how far between each like major portion. That's what we decided. And so this would be 600 by 550, right? Okay. Easy. Yeah, on to the step event. So here is where we're going to work out that enum. So this is switch game state. And then we set it here. Oh, that's right. This word, case. So it's saying switch the game state. In the case that game state is pre-game, this is what I want it to run, right? And like what I want it to run here. Well, let's make all of them real quick. So we have question asked, question answered, end screen. So question asked, question answered, End screen. Okay. So like here, we want the title text to say, welcome to trivia. And then we want the question text to say, click anywhere to begin. And the way that we do that is by if check mouse button released, MB left, then change the game state. If it's been released anywhere within here, then move on. So now we have a lot, right? Like our title text is now going to say question and then the number. So plus the string of level plus 1. Because do we not set level? We set, okay, here in vars, let's set level and points. Okay. So yeah, the title text is the question plus the string of the level plus 1 because level start at 0. Question text equals text R, and then within that we want the level, which right now is 0, and then the 0th place, right? And then choice 1 text is the same thing, but now in the first position. Where I'm getting these positions from is just here, right? Like this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I just kind of did this. I like, doing it this way where like 1, 2, 3, 4 is also the first, second, third, fourth position. Like if you can make it intuitive like that, you should definitely do it. Okay. We're also going to set the correct answer right here. Which is just that. Okay. So now we have the same kind of like if mouse check button pressed thing. But now instead of just checking anywhere, we want to check if it's like inside of a certain place, right? So if point in rectangle and the places is mouse X and mouse Y, that's what we're checking. And we want to check if it's in these boxes. So we're going to make boxes starting with their origin position here, 100, 400. So it's 100, 400, and then however just like big we want the box to be. I think I set it to 500 and then 150 because that's what 400 and 150. So 500 and 550 are the like final ending up spots for that box of the rectangle that we're checking for. And then else, if it's in this other rectangle, is that same thing? 600 by 400, 1000 by 550? Yeah. Right, because now it's moved that way, and that's how far we want the box to go. 2. The same thing here. We have 3. 4, 100, 100, 550, 500, 700, 600, 550, 1000, 700. Okay, I just want to make sure all that's right. So now, since we've changed in the chosen answer, we can use that to also affect the game state, right? So we can say if chosen answer is greater than 0, then game state equals, what did I do here? Then game state equals game state.answered, right? Question answered. Yeah, and then, so if you click in the circle anywhere, in the squares anywhere, it won't go, but if it's like in that specific area, it'll change the chosen answer, and if the chosen answer is changed, then move on. Okay, I need to pick it up on time here. So first, So just setting the title text based on whether or not you get it right. Okay, correct answer. And then, yeah, we want these to reset, right? So these go blank when the question's been answered. Okay, yeah, and then we do another mouse jack button released. And this time it can be anywhere again. But this time we have a few more things to do, right? So we want to say, like, if the same thing, if chosen answer equals correct answer, then points plus plus. Yes. And then we want a few other things to happen. So level plus plus. We also have to reset those variables, right? We set like chosen answer equals -1. Correct answer equals -1. And then we can increase the level. And then once all of that's done, then we need it to move on, right? The way that we need it to move on is if level is greater than or equal to the array length of text R, right? Do you have any more questions? If you do, if you're out of questions, then we need to move on to the end screen. But if you don't have any more questions, then give me another level, give me another question, and increase the level, right? Level plus plus. Okay. So now for the end screen. Just want to make sure these are still here at nothing. And then the title text says game over. And the question text says your score plus, I don't even know if I have to put string for that, the string of points, and one more. If mouse check button released, MB left, then room restart. Okay. I got my button on time. Click anywhere to begin. Oh, already bad. Okay. Let's go back and see what may have happened here. So yeah, just make sure that you don't have any data outside of, like, we want everything to be inside of that array, right? And then it also just pops up 1, which means that something's drawing choice 1, choice 2, choice 3, choice 4. So here, yep, okay. You know, little mistakes when you're moving fast. At least you know it's real. Okay. So how many licks does it take to get to the center? That's unknowable. Let's do a wrong one this time. So philosophy. No, the correct answer is 42. What number am I thinking of? 11. Whoops. I got to do it again because I pressed the wrong button. Okay. Unknowable. Correct. Religion. Okay. 11. Yes. Boom. Hey, thanks so much for watching. I hope you found this tutorial helpful, and if you have any questions or you run into bugs, just reach out and we can work through it together. And please remember to give this a like and sub, it really helps out so much. So what's up? What's next? You want to do another tutorial? How about a video that explains an indie game so you don't have to play through the whole thing? Still here? Yeah, so you just pick one of those videos and it's just gonna pick one right randomly now. Okay, I'm gonna end the video. Thank you.